Beginning saxophone, the jazz approach. So I know you're excited and ready to start playing your sax. After all, if you're like me, I know you think it's probably the greatest instrument in the world. Let's take a minute or two, though, and make sure that you're covering some of the basics as far as assembling it correctly. Let's make sure you've got all the contents correct in your case and that you know how to take care of your instrument. After all, if you don't have it assembled correctly, if it's not working right, you'll never be able to get the beautiful sounds that you're looking to achieve. Let's start out by taking a look in the case and make sure you've got everything you need. In the case, you should find the large curved body of the saxophone. You'll also find the shorter curved neck. There should be a hard rubber mouthpiece, a ligature. It could be either metal or leather, a neck strap for holding the saxophone, a reed, at least one reed. You may find a couple of reeds in the case. There should be a tube of cork grease. If not, you can pick one up at the music store. The first thing you'll do is take your reed and wet it up. Now you can either soak it in a cup of water like you see me doing here, or you can pop it in your mouth. Either way, you just want to get the reed good and wet. This will ensure that it sticks to the mouthpiece and vibrates well. Next, take your neck strap and put it around your neck. You can take the cork grease and grease up your cork lightly. You don't have to do this every time you play, but at first it really helps to ensure that the mouthpiece twists on without too much friction. You don't want to damage the cork. So twist the mouthpiece on about halfway with the open side of the mouthpiece facing in the downward position. You can see how I'm running my finger against the open side of the mouthpiece. When you hold it up, you can see the mouthpiece is facing downward. Next, you'll grab the ligature and loosen the screws. Make sure to get them good and loose. If it's the leather ligature you use, it may only have one screw, but either way, make sure the ligature is loose enough so that when you slide it on the mouthpiece, you'll have plenty of room to slide the reed in under the ligature. So you see in the video that I'm placing the flat part of the reed against the flat part of the mouthpiece. I'm going in backwards. The narrow tip, the slender tip, is facing outwards towards the tip of the mouthpiece, and the larger body, the flat part of the reed, is sliding in against the flat part of the mouthpiece. I'm adjusting the reed side to side with my thumb, making sure that the tip of the reed is even with the mouthpiece. This is some of the most important prep work you'll do. Once you have it in position, go ahead and tighten the screws up. You want to get the screws fairly snug so that you can twist the mouthpiece without the ligature moving. You don't have to put it on as tightly as you can, just snug enough that you can twist the mouthpiece without the ligature or the reed moving out of place. Inspect everything carefully. Make sure the tip of the reed is still even with the tip of the mouthpiece and that the reed is even side to side with the mouthpiece. You notice that when I hold it up, the reed is facing downward. Locate the screw on the top of the main body of the saxophone that loosens the sleeve where the neck will twist into place. The screw may appear differently on different models of saxophone, but still you want to make sure this screw is loose so that you can twist the neck on without excessive friction. Then tighten the screw just snug enough so that the neck won't twist. Once you've got your saxophone assembled, take a look at it and make sure that everything looks like you think a saxophone should look. You want to make sure that the neck is straight in line with the body, the mouthpiece has the reed facing downward. Then take the hook on your neck strap and insert it through the ring on the back of the saxophone. You want to adjust the neck strap so that when you glide the saxophone into your mouth, the neck strap holds the weight of the instrument. You don't want to have to hold this weight with your hands. At this point, your saxophone is completely assembled and ready to play. So you can move ahead to the making sounds portion of your beginning saxophone lessons if you'd like to. But I'd also like to take you through just some basic care and the disassembling of your saxophone. Generally, the maintenance you'll take care of as you disassemble the sax, so let's just go through it together. The first step that I always like to take is removing the mouthpiece and taking the reed off. So twist your mouthpiece off of your saxophone neck, loosen the screws, and remember the reed tip is very delicate. This is where a lot of reeds get broken, so be very careful in removing the reed. You can place it in a reed holder and return it to your case if you'd like. And the mouthpiece you will probably want to clean out. This is the only portion of the saxophone that you can put in the sink, so my recommendation is that you either get a mouthpiece brush or an old toothbrush, go to the sink, wash it out, and store it back in your case. You can put the mouthpiece cover on it if you'd like. The neck, you can't wash it out in the sink, but you do want to keep it clean. I've got a little fluffy stuffing thing that I shove through mine that dries it out and keeps it from growing any algae in it. Once you run this through it once or twice, you can even use an old piece of a t-shirt, or you can go to the music store and purchase a cleaning kit that will have something that you should be able to clean the neck out with. And you also would like to clean out the body of the saxophone. I've got one of these feather duster looking things that I push in mine, dry it out, pull it out, put the cap back on the body of the saxophone, and store it in the case. Now, a lot of cleaning kits come with a circular thing that is attached to a string that you pull through the body of the saxophone. Either way, that's fine. So at this point, just your basic day-to-day maintenance of the instrument is taken care of. You can take it to a service tech once every year or so to have it checked. If you run into any other issues with it, you might want to take it in and have it checked. So if it's not playing correctly, if you end up with a lot of frustrating sounds, or it just doesn't seem to be doing what it's supposed to, take it and have it checked by a technician. Okay? So at this point, definitely move on in to the making sounds portion of your beginning saxophone lessons and have a great time. Beginning Sax, the Jazz Approach, is a product of Randy Hunter Jazz. Visit us on the web at beginningsax.com or randyhunterjazz.com.